Hello and welcome not to the Alfa Romeo Tonale but to my office where I actually produce these videos. Now coming up in a moment is a nice little video of me driving the Alfa Romeo Tonale. I was one of the chosen few to give this car its UK debut at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Now the plan was for me to drive the car up the hill in front of all of the crowds and of course all the people watching via the live stream. But that plan, well, it didn't entirely go as intended. Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Now this car over my shoulder is the Alfa Romeo Tonale. Now it's getting its UK debut here up the hill, and the man who's tasked with driving this car is me. Now I'm super excited, but I'm also super nervous. Now in this video I'm going to give you a behind the scenes tour of what it's like to drive a car here at Goodwood, and this is going to be my first driving impressions of this super important new SUV for Alfa Romeo. Here's hoping I don't crash it. Right then, now starts the arduous process of waiting for your run to start. Now this Tonale is in the first glance category, and the first glance category is actually part of the manufacturer category, so we've got all the supercars going up, and then it'll be our turn in this. I must admit I'm pretty nervous because of the machinery around me. Now directly in front of me I've got a Rolls-Royce Ghost black badge. To my right I've got an Aston Martin DBX, the latest ones. Behind me I've got a couple of Bentleys, and I'm in a hybrid SUV. I feel a little bit outclassed. Now, it might be a little bit out of place here, but the important thing is that this is the kind of car that you and I buy. This is the kind of car that you might very well go down to your dealership and place an order for. A lot of these cars, they're dream machines, aren't they? So it's really, it's a real honour to take this up the hill and be part of this car's UK debut. So a little bit about the car. We've got the Veloce trim level, which is sort of one of the sportier versions of the new Tonale. And look at the colour. I mean, this green is just sensational, isn't it? Green is very much making a comeback in the world of new cars at the moment, and Alfa Romeo, I mean, it's a really new colour for them. I mean, we first saw it in the Giulia GT AM. Engine wise, we're in the 160 horsepower mild hybrid, which is a 1.5 petrol engine. There's another version available, which is the plug-in hybrid. So when this car goes on sale at the end of the summer, you'll only be able to buy this hybrid, and then later in the year, towards the end of 2022, you'll be able to go for the plug-in hybrid, which is also four-wheel drive because the electric motor powers the back wheels. So it's a Q4, that's Alfa speak for four-wheel drive. And yeah, really important car this for Alfa Romeo. They've had so many renaissances over the years, haven't they? And the most recent of which was a Giulia and Stelvio. Again, it was supposed to be the rebirth of that brand. They developed their own rear-wheel drive platform for those two models. Unfortunately, particularly here in the UK, it never sold particularly well. They're still on sale, of course, but they, you know, BMW and Mercedes, they don't provide much competition for the likes of BMW and Mercedes. So this car sits below the Stelvio, and it's in that premium compact SUV family space. So the things like BMW X1, Jaguar E-Pace, and yeah, for looks alone, this certainly has a bit of a USP compared to the competition. Suddenly BBC Radio Solent has popped up. Let me switch that off. You don't want to be listening to that, do you? You want to be listening to me. Of course you do. Come on. Nail biting, this is. Now, I've driven up the hill. I've been lucky enough to drive up the hill quite a few times, but you still get a little bit nervous, because if anything goes wrong and you stick it in the hay bales, you are all over social media before you know it. I don't think this one will sound like that.
No, not quite. Turn the radio up.
Possibly, yeah. It is, it is. Right, let's put it into dynamic mode. What the hell? So that's stiff suspension settings as well, stiff dampers. And we'll turn the traction control off as well. Why not? We are at Goodwood after all. Well, that wasn't very dynamic, but still, acceleration's very good. Down to the first corner, stick it in, nice. Reactive steering, I'm liking this. Into the second corner, dabber brakes. It's a bit slippy here today, but not too bad. Past the biggest country pile in West Sussex, the loudest country pile under the bridge, and yeah, I'm gonna start braking because you don't want to get it wrong here. Hazards are flashing into Morecambe. Again, you want direct steering here, and it's sounding pretty nice. I'm revving this nuts off this engine. Dabber brakes, past the flint wall. Again, the hazards are flashing. I am putting some effort into this, I do. Back out into the sunlight, brake again, in. Almost kissing the hay bales, back into the daylight again. Last corner, don't mess it up, James. And here we are across the finish line in the new Alfa Romeo Tonale. Wow, what an experience, eh? Didn't last very long, did it? And unsurprisingly, the Aston Martin DBX caught me up pretty quickly. What a privileged experience. And hopefully that gave you a bit of an insight into what it's like to drive up the hill here at Goodwood and what this new car is like. So what do I think then to this new Alfa Romeo Tonale? Well, it's hardly the most comprehensive drive you're going to get, but it's a nice little taster of what is a very important car for Alfa Romeo. I love the way it looks, I love the interior, really nicely made, some really good technology on board. It feels pretty sporty to drive, firm suspension setup because of course I had it in dynamic mode, nice, quick, sharp and light steering. Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very nice, sporty SUV.
This is just a great way to sell high-performance cars, isn't it? Not just on the numbers and not just on the road test reviews, but on the way these things look and can be driven on what is a very narrow piece of tarmac.
This is the Alfa Romeo Tonale, the all-new Alfa Romeo SUV, driven by a journalist who always matches his trousers to the colour of the car. Alfa Romeo's new baby SUV. It sits below the Stelvio. There's hybrid powertrains. There will be an electric version coming along very shortly. Very pretty car. Again, it's the whole Alfa Romeo range. You're going to think, yes, I know exactly what that is. That's the Alfa Romeo.
Absolutely. So James Batchelor, okay, so he's obviously trying to keep his trousers green, not going for lurid moments. That must be quite a challenge. What's he going to do if he gets offered a drive in the Iron X Ferrari? I'm not sure he's going to be driving in strides.
I don't know how he does it, but I've never seen him driving a car where his trousers don't match.
Is that some sort of green screen camouflage? You only ever see James Batchelor from the waist up because everything matches.
It could be. It's just quite a skill. I don't know how big his wardrobe is, but he plans everything very nicely.
across the line comes the Alfa Romeo Tonale.
Important car for Alfa Romeo. You know, they're trying to bolster their range. SUVs are where the money's at, quite frankly, so they needed to build them a lot.
Yup, for the entire 1.16 mile up the hill, the commentators decided not to talk about Alfa Romeo's crucial new SUV, but about my penchant for matching my trousers to the colour of car that I'm testing, much to Alfa Romeo's annoyance. Just think about it, Alfa Romeo has spent thousands of pounds on this debut, and then hardly anything was spoken about the car. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and for much more Alfa Romeo Tonale concept, make sure you subscribe to my channel.